Good afternoon, Mishpacha. So this is my video that I had made a statement about in the very first sequence that I mentioned. I was going to have an Otiot study on the subject of what our thoughts dwell on and how that reveals who our headship is. So we must look to Tehilli, that's Psalm chapter 106. I'm going to read up to verse 15 and stop there because this is where the word is that I'm going to be doing an Otiot study on that reveals this very important fact that really can help show what walk we are on. And oftentimes we can think we're on the right path, but Hashatan has such a deceptive power that starts in our minds. So this Otiot study will help to reveal to us, even if we're not seeing that it's a problem, the Ruach for you personally will show you when you really meditate on these, how you're doing. It certainly helped me to correct some of my wrong thinking. Hallelujah! Oh, give thanks to Yahweh, for he is good, for his kindness is everlasting. Who relates the mighty acts of Yahweh, or declare all his praise? Baruch are those who guard right ruling, who do righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Yahweh, in the acceptance of your people. Visit me with your deliverance, to see the good of your chosen ones, to rejoice in the gladness of your nation, to make my boast with your inheritance. We have sinned with our fathers. We have acted perversely. We have done wickedly. I'm going to note right here that if you go to my video on what is wickedness slash perverseness to our Elohim, it's got a picture of a man with a hood on sitting contemplating on a dark night outside. I do an Otiot study on the words wickedness and perverseness in that video. Our fathers in Mitzrayim did not understand your wonders. They did not remember your many kindnesses, but rebelled by the sea of reeds. But he saved them for his name's sake, to make known his might. And he rebuked the sea of reeds, and it dried up. And he led them through the depths, through a wilderness. And he saved them from the hand of the hater, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. And waters covered their adversaries, not one of them was left. Then they believed his words. They sang his praise. They soon forgot his works. They did not wait for his counsel, but greedily lusted in the wilderness, and tried ale in the desert. And he gave them their request, but sent leanness within their being. This leanness, this in Hebrew is razon. I have the Strong's number right there, the H7332. Then the modern Hebrew, right to left, razon. And then of course the Otiot. So I'm going to hold this up for you guys while I read to you my interpretation that the Ruach gave me while meditating on these Otiots. Their thoughts were not on the Torot, not fruitful in Elohim's loving protection or guidance, but in their flesh, which perpetually hooks us in the hard work of Harasha, always trying to steal the Korashim from Yahweh, beginning in their thoughts. So, right here, how we have Resh, the man's head. This shows that our thoughts is where it's starting in our minds. We go down to Zayin, the Torot, living the Torot brings freedom. And remember, this Torot is not a law. It's not like, oh, we get punished if we don't do it. It's more like, yes, it's a repercussion, the cause and effect that falls on us. Because really, when we live the Torot, how it brings freedom, that's because this is Elohim's loving guidance and suggestion that he's giving, which is a protection. So they didn't experience that freedom because they were experiencing the flesh. The flesh is obviously a negative binding on us right now that is a constant battle, like Shaul talks about in Romaim chapter 7. It's very helpful if anybody's struggling with that to read through that to relate. And this hooking, the perpetual hooking that I talked about, the wall hooking in our flesh, how it says that the physical, so this hooks us in our physical, this binding I was just talking about. And also, hooking, it's like hard work, being in the flesh, that's hard work. And Hashatan, we're going back up to this headship of Harasha, and this hard work of digging, plowing. So he's constantly trying to stumble the good seeds, Yeshua's seeds. He's the bad seed, Hashatan. So this, again, we're going back up to the mind. It all starts in the mind. So you see how with the Otiot we can read right to left, but then go back up left to right. It reveals to us what this razon really is, this leanness. I wouldn't have had any idea of what the leanness, you think of lean like, oh, we're hungry. Yeah, they were hungry for Yahweh's Ruach HaKodesh. So, wanted to make a short, sweet one for you guys to meditate on and to really ask Abba Father to reveal to you if there's anything in your thoughts that is displeasing to Him. That's something that I request in my prayers all the time. And of course, it's a continual, everyday thing. We never reach the conclusion of our walk with Him and perfecting it until He perfects us in the Nechetef. So, You guys are always in my prayers, and shalom, mishpacha.